guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to do a little bit of talking and rambling as we go along, but the main theme of the video will be energy cleansing, like pulling out negative energy, removing bad energy. And I also just want to give my thoughts on some things. I'm not 100% sure what those thoughts will be. We'll see how it goes. And I had a good subscriber comment that I'll look to integrate into this video as well. If you were the one that recommended it, you'll see what I'm doing. Alright, so first off, before we really get into the pulling, let's just kind of wipe the slate clean, okay? I like to kind of start out with a fresh slate every time. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to start fresh in our minds. Okay, just kind of like, take a deep breath. That helps. Just kind of settle in, you know what I mean? Alright, now let's start trying to identify kind of where the issues might be lurking. Okay, there's some pretty easy ones, just kind of laying right on top here. So we'll start by removing those negative strands. Now, I don't really like to use the term negative energy all the time. I think it's valid to a certain extent, but sometimes I'm trying to think of how to word this. Things that we consider to be negative aren't necessarily negative. Like, what is negativity? Is it the sad energy in you? Because we're getting some of that here. We're getting some sad energy. Well, that's fine. You don't want to have too much sad energy. But you also don't want to act like sad energy is bad either, because sometimes it's completely normal to be sad, and you don't want to shut off or suppress all that is sadness. You just kind of want to learn maybe how to cope with it, or how to deal with it, how to keep your body under control, like while you're experiencing it. But for me, sadness isn't necessarily negative. So we'll go ahead and remove some of it. There we go. And I did notice when I was looking up here, there's a big one. That's gonna be. Just bear with me here, okay? I'm just gonna have to use a little bit of extra. Okay. Yeah, so we're able to get just some of this loose hanging sadness out. But we won't go looking for, every strain of it, every chord of it. It's okay to retain some, if that makes sense. And like, perfection isn't attainable. There's nobody that's just 100%, positivity, rainbows, sunlight, right? And then another form of negative energy that we'll be looking at pulling. I actually saw some right down there. Yeah, it looks like you're carrying a little bit of anger right here. So we're just going to go ahead and get that. Yeah, we're just going to pull some of this negative energy, and let me look at that. Yeah, that one says anger on it. So we're going to go ahead. Yeah, another anger. Oh, okay, this one is stuck. So I'm just going to yeah, there was a knot in that one. There's a knot. There we go. So yeah, the anger might also be filed under negative energy. So we're going to go ahead. Actually, some of it will just fall off. Some of it will just fall off quite easily. Excellent. So yeah, the anger will fall under the negative energy as well. But anger is another thing that doesn't it doesn't have to be bad. You don't, the goal isn't to never get angry or to never feel that emotion, to not have any of it in you. It's more to be able to manage it or handle it in a healthy way, where you're not suppressing, and then exploding, because that's not helpful for you to keep it in. And it's really not helpful for, like your loved ones, your kids, your spouse, like whoever it is. It's not helpful for them either if you suppress, and then blow up. Like that's, obviously it's easier said than done. But being able to identify the problem when the first bit of anger creeps up and learn how to deal with it, whether that's, through talking or making it verbalized that there's an issue, right? Being able to deal with that when it's, a 2 out of 10. Like, yeah, the anger exists, but I'm going to stop it while it's a small thing. I'm not going to allow it to sit and kind of like grow over here and grow over here and grow over here and grow over here until it's kind of overtaking my bubble. Because that's when it becomes the issue that we associate with anger. Not when it's, in a healthy little dose down here and we can talk it out and we can express that we're mad and we can handle it together, right? Now I'm not, psychology expert. Pluck, pluck, pluck. By any means, definitely not an expert. But I do, some reading, and it interests me for sure. And one of the concepts that I read about was something to do with parts. And I won't get into exactly what parts is. If it's something you're familiar with, you'd probably be able to explain it better than me anyways. But essentially, it does get into the fact that the whole of you is broken up into segments from, different issues that you've experienced, different traumas or things like that, right? Different hardships, positives, and it can kind of shape the way individual parts of you react to different events. And so in short, the way I like to think of it is when I'm having a response to something. Pluck, pluck, pluck. I have to kind of remind myself that, whether I'm getting angry or anxious or stressed about something, there's a whole bunch of other parts of me that really don't care, about the coworker that I'm arguing with, or the promotion that I didn't get, or the exam that I didn't do as well as I wanted to on, and like things that we can let eat at us. There's other parts of you that are okay, that aren't taking it as hard. Pluck, 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 pluck. And yeah, anxiety is kind of another thing. I am going to pull some of your anxiety out now. I'm going to pull, 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 and pull long anxiety. Get rid of that one. But I would never want to or try to get rid of every fiber of anxiety in you, because sometimes a bit of anxiety, when it's not the crippling kind, can be healthy. And again, if we can just kind of like learn how to try to cope or handle, process when the anxiety starts, and we don't let it kind of grow and spread, if we can identify it when it's small and not try to hide from it, we can, think, talk to ourselves, talk to someone else, and we can identify the anxiety and try to get to the bottom of it, try to get to the cause of it, right? Come up with like a coping mechanism. But I find getting to the cause of it can help keep it in its place, kind of keep it in check. So again, we don't need to be afraid when some anxiety creeps up. We don't need to be afraid, pluck, that it's going to overrun us, because we kind of accept its existence and we start to understand what it is and why it's there, and how we can deal with it. I hope some of that's making sense. Like I say, I'm not an expert by any means. It's more just kind of like internal thoughts and dialogue that I've had over the years, coupled with what I've read and what I've heard and what makes sense to me when I listen to other experts and people with more knowledge than I do talk. I can kind of piece together what makes sense in my mind, what seems like it's kind of might be bogus, or for me anyways, there's something that may not resonate with me that completely resonates with you. Pluck. Pluck. Okay, so we've got most of the like free hanging energy here. We've brushed off the easier stuff. We've gotten some of the light stuff. We've had, here's another one, some challenging ones where I gotta kind of reach in there and just kind of like untie it because it's knotted. There are a few. There's another one. It's knotted. So you're just gonna see me kind of rustle around here quickly. I hope I'm not disturbing you. I'm just untying it. And that one is Yeah, see, that one's quite... Okay, there we go. But now, we're going to take a minute and get some of the larger ones that won't come out all of the way by hand. So I'm just going to kind of like pull on these ones and then snip for you, okay? And we're just going to discard those. We're going to throw them away. Perfect. Excellent. How's that feeling? You feeling any, lighter, a little bit more relaxed, maybe some relief? Good job. Pull, pull, and snip. Excellent work. Excellent work. Pull, snip. Pull, snip. Pull, snip. Good job. All right. Now I'm just going to kind of put things back to how they were. We're just going to kind of brush, brush, brush. Excellent. And then just kind of reset. All right. Anyways, that's all we have for today. Okay, that's all we have for today. So, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again soon.